We're putting together all of the lessons we learned. Our equations are just going to get harder. It's going to be the same concept. You're going to hear me say those 3 steps over and over again. But let's dive in. So we've got a jumbled mess this time, and what we've got to start with is distributing. I've got to send this, so the room on the left, this is not clean. So I'm going to clean it up. Remember, the 6 owns the negative, so it's negative 6x minus 18 equals 24. Okay, the room on the left is now clean. Both rooms are clean. I don't have idle no's in both sides, so I can go ahead and start solving. I want to get it down to that puzzle. I want it to be negative 6x. I want it to be just some factoring puzzle. So I'm going to add 18 to both sides. And let's let them finish it. So I get negative 6x equals 42. There's my factoring puzzle. If you don't know the number, you just divide both sides by negative 6, and you get this. Okay, we're going to distribute because this room is not clean. I got to clean it up. I get 5x plus 15 equals 35. Now I want to get it down to just the factor 5 times x. That's the puzzle I want. So I'm going to subtract 15, but you got to do it to both. Okay, now I have it. Two numbers multiply together to get 20. Well, I already know, but I'll just do it the algebra way. X must be 4. Okay, we're going to distribute here. We get 6y minus 24 equals negative 18. So I want to get 6y. I want the factor puzzle, so that's why I'm adding 24. So the rooms are clean. Y is not in both rooms, so I'm ready to get them alone. I want it to be that factoring puzzle, so I'm adding the 24. You owe me 18, but you have $24. You've got 6 left. Now, you have the factoring puzzle, which you already know, but this is the algebra way. We divide both sides, and we get 1. Okay, I'll let them show us this one, but so it's the same. It's a negative sign, but it's like a negative 1, so it has to be distributed to create this. Now, the rooms are clean. There's nothing else to do. He's not in both rooms, so let's now get him alone. They're adding 9 to both sides because they want it to be just the negative y. That's like negative 1 times y. So the factoring puzzle we want is negative 1 times y equals something. So they're getting rid of the 9. Got to do it to both. Now you are not done. I have students all the time just like negative y equals 17. Okay, they're finished. Or the negative just disappears. This is like negative 1y equals 17. That's still a factoring puzzle. So I have to divide both sides by negative 1. And y is negative 17. So you change the sign because you divided by a negative. All right, we got cleanup to do here. I've got negative y minus 8 equals negative 2. So I just distribute it like it's a negative 1y all the way through. Okay, the rooms are clean. He's not in both rooms. So I want the factoring puzzle. Negative 1 times y equals something. So I'm going to add 8 to both sides. Negative 2 plus 8 is 6. So this is really what we're doing. Two numbers multiply together to get 6. Well, I want to get rid of the negative 1. So I divide it away on both sides. And if you see, what happens when you do that is it always just flips the sign on the other side. Okay, more cleanup to do here. I'm getting negative z minus 4 equals negative 12. I want it to be negative 1z equals something. So I'm getting rid of the 4. Got negative z. Now you owe me 12, but you paid back some of it. You still owe me 8. Now negative 1z equals negative 8. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1. So I'm dividing a negative by a negative, so it's just positive 8. Okay, a little bit more action to clean up this room, so I'll let them show us. We're going to distribute the 5. So first step, clean the rooms. This room's a mess. I sent the 5 through. Now, there's more cleaning to do. I combine like terms. Now, when I get it to this point, the rooms are both clean. He's not in both rooms, so I'm ready to get him alone, and I want the factoring puzzle. I know I keep saying it over and over again, but I want the 5 times a, so I'm going to add 10. to both sides. So we're left with 5 times a equals 0. That's the factoring puzzle. 5 times something equals 0. Well, I know it, but if you didn't, you could divide both sides by 5. Okay, more complicated, but I'm going to send the 2 through. I'm going to distribute it. Now, there's more cleaning here. I minus 8, I owe 8, but I paid back 3 of it. Okay, so I've got the rooms clean. He's not in both rooms, so I'm going to get rid of this so I can create that factoring puzzle. And M is 3. Okay, more of the same. Got a lot of cleanup to do on this room on the left. So 7n distributes through there. Now there's more cleaning up to do. I've got 7n minus 29 equals negative 15. I've got 7n. So I'm adding 29 now to both sides so I can get down to the factoring puzzle. So you owe me 15, but you came across 29. You got 14 now. You're in the positives. I've got my factoring puzzle. Divide both sides by 7. Got n as 2. Okay. Yeah, there's a trick to this one, but I'm not going to do the trick. We're going to stay with what we got here. So let's let them do this. I've got to clean this room on the left, and I've got fractions. So I am sending him to both of them. So I'm going to do 2/3 times 6. That would reduce down. That's how they got 4. And I'm going to do 2/3 times the 3. That would reduce down. That's how they got the 2. Okay, so now, are the rooms clean? Yes, they are clean, but step 2 has come into it. I have m's in both rooms, so I'm going to add m to both sides. I'm going to add an m to this one so I can get them back together. And if I add an m over there, I got to do it over here. So I've got 5m minus 2 equals 8. I'm adding 2 to both sides. Got m as 2. All right, a similar one here. I'm going to send 1/3 through. So the room is not clean. So I'm going to do 1/3 times 6. That reduced down. It's going to give me 2u. 1/3 is going to go times the 3. The 3's would cancel. That's going to just become a 1. Okay, this is what I've got now. The rooms are clean, but u is in both sides. I'm going to pick this guy and send him to the other side. So I'm adding a u, but if I do it to one side, I got to do it to the other. I've got 3u's plus 1 equals 7. Okay, you probably know by now we want factoring puzzle, so I'm getting rid of the 1. There's my puzzle. I could guess, but if not, I'll divide both sides by 3. Okay, we got another one here. Sending the 2/3 through. So 2/3 times 9. That's going to be a 3. So this is going to be 6x. 2/3 times 12. It's going to reduce down. It's going to be negative 8. Okay, the rooms are clean. Nobody combines. But I've got x's in both rooms, so let's fix that. Got 4x minus 8 equals 8. Factor puzzle time. So this guy's leaving first. Got 4x equals 16. I've got my factor puzzle. I already know the answer, but I could just do it algebraically and get this. Okay, a lot more cleanup. That's all that's changed. What they're tricking you with here is that this 2 is a negative 2. He owns that sign. So watch what happens. He's going to go through and make negative 6y. He's going to go through here and make negative 10. Okay, remember he owns that sign. Now we're still not done cleaning up. I can put the 8 and the negative 10 together and I get cleaned up down to this. I want my factoring puzzle, so I'm adding 2 to both sides. Here's my factoring puzzle. Let's divide both sides by negative 6, and this time we get a fraction. Okay, we're going to do some distributing here. It's a negative 3, so that's negative 12j minus 9 equals negative 17. Now we got some more cleaning up to do in this room. It's not ready yet. 12 and negative 9 are going together, so that makes 3. Okay, so I want to get j alone. I want that factoring puzzle, so I'm subtracting 3 from both sides. You owe me 17, you owe me 3 more, you now owe me 20. Okay, I got my factoring puzzle, but I want to get rid of negative 12, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 12. Now 2 negatives are going to make this a positive, so I have 20 over 12. I can reduce that down. I do this all the time. If they're even, I divide by 2. That's still not done. It must be 5/3. So they were both even. I could reduce it again. Okay, same thing, just still messy. The 8 owns the negative sign, so I'm going to send him through negative 8k. Negative 8 and a negative 2 make plus 16. Okay, I got negative 8k plus 10 equals negative 10. Okay, we've got the rooms clean. I want the factoring puzzle, so I'm getting rid of the negative 10. Or getting rid of the 10 by making it negative, I should say. Now you owe me 10, you owe me 10 more, so you owe me 20. Alright, I have the factoring puzzle, but I don't know what it would be, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 8. 2 negatives make this positive. 10 over 4. You don't have to do it like this, but I just always do evens like this. So k must reduce down to 5 over 2. Alright, now this is where both rooms are a mess, but the strategy never changes. I'm going to distribute on both sides. I'm going to clean both rooms. 4 goes through, 5 goes through. I'm going to keep cleaning. Things can go together. Okay, now let me go back a step. The rooms are clean. I've got x's on both sides, so I'm going to get rid of these over here so I can stay positive. So I'm going to take away 4 x's from this side. You do it to one, you got to do it to the other. And now I get this. So steps 1 and 2 are now done. The rooms are clean, the x's are back together. Now let's get them alone. I'm subtracting 21 from both sides. I get negative 27 equals the factoring puzzle, which is what I want. Divide both sides by 6, it reduces down to that. Okay, I'd love it if you'd pause the video and see how you're doing with this, but I'm going to get started. I get 6p. I'm sending him through. Sending through over here, I get 20p plus 15 minus 12. Okay, neither room is clean, so I've got more cleaning to do. I got 6p. Just combining those. Okay, the rooms are clean, but I have the I don't know in both rooms, so I'm going to get rid of them. Over here. Taking 6 away, you got to take it away from the other side. Okay, now the rooms are clean, he's back together. I want the factor puzzle, so I'm taking away 3. Okay, 2 numbers multiply together to make negative 28. What are they? Well, you probably know that one too, but if you don't, you just divide both sides by 14. All right, just pause and try this one, but I'm going to go ahead and start. That's supposed to be a Q, sorry. Okay, I got more cleaning to do. I'm not going to do anything until the rooms are totally clean. Okay, now they're clean. Now I've got I don't knows in both rooms. I'm going to fix that by taking away 6q over here. Okay, let's get q alone now. Last step, I want the factoring puzzle. So I've got 2q equals negative 16. If you didn't know what that was, the other number must be negative 8. Oh boy, okay, I didn't know this was coming, but this is a real mess. If you remember your order of operations with Dear Aunt Sally, we have got to work our way to clean this room from the inside out. So we've got to go as far into the house as we can. We're going to sweep the inside of the house and work our way out. So what I'm saying is that we have to distribute this -8 through first, which creates this. Okay? Now, we're still cleaning from inside the house, outside of the house, so we're going to combine like terms there, and it creates this. So I've just swept up inside of the house. Okay, now inside that house is clean, but we have another 10 that needs to be distributed, which creates this. I've also cleaned up the room on the right, and I've gotten this. And although the numbers are large, it's the same thing. I have finished step 1, but I've got S's in both rooms. So they've added 160S to both sides in order to make a positive over here. Now let's get our factoring puzzle. So we're going to subtract 600. Lastly, divide both sides by 85. Okay, I'm assuming, let me see what we got here. Whoa, got quite a bit. Okay, so we're going to clean up from the inside of the house out. So I'm going to send -2 through here. I get -14y. -2 and a -1 make +2. Okay, got to sweep from inside the house to the outside of the house. So this gets me 6 minus 14y equals 8 times 13 minus 8y. Okay, now the inside of the house is clean here, but we got it now. We're ready to distribute. We're not clean all the way. So I've got 36, and I'm going to multiply these on my calculator. So I get -84y. Over here, 8 times. Now I'm sending 8 through this one to clean up this side as well. Got to clean both rooms. Okay, now the rooms are clean, but there are idle no's on both sides. I'm going to add 84 here, 84y, to get rid of those, to keep it positive. So I've got 36 now equals 104 plus 20y. Now this is a basic problem. The numbers are larger, but I want the factoring puzzle, so I'm getting rid of 104. Okay, so I get -68 equals 20y. Got my puzzle, but I'm going to divide both sides by 20. So I have -68 over 20 is our y. Now we can do some reducing. I'm sure you could probably do this faster than me. I believe if I did that right, I get down to this. Okay, more mess. So pause it and try it yourself. It doesn't get much harder than this. I got to clean the inside of the house. I'm sending -5 through. I get -20z plus 5. I don't like the z's. It looks like 2's. Okay, this isn't clean in there yet. I've got to finish cleaning inside the house. Okay, now we're ready to start distributing here. 72, 20 times 12, -240z. Okay, over here, okay, I've got z's in both, so the rooms are clean. It took a while, but the rooms are clean. I got z's in both sides, so I'm going to fix that by adding 240z over here. I'm going to do it over there. So I got 72. Oh, I know it. Okay. Wondered what they were doing here. Okay, so this looks very weird, but here's what's going to happen. I want the factor puzzle here, so I'm going to get rid of the 72. Now, 72 and 72 are going to leave this room empty, but that's okay. You can say there's nothing in that room. So 273 times some number equals 0. Well, what's that number? Well, you already know that too. 0 divided by anything is still 0. So z must have been 0. Hold on, let me see what we got here other than, okay, just decimals and then we're done. Alright, same concepts. Decimals don't change anything. It's still going to work the same. So I should go back to it one step. So they're just distributing like they always did. We're sending him through to clean the rooms. Sending him through to clean the rooms. Okay, the rooms are clean. Now let's get the ends back together. Step 2. Subtracting 18n from both sides. I get this. Now I want the factor puzzle. So they add or take away 1.8 from both sides. Divided away. And I need to this time because I don't know those numbers and I get 0.4. Okay, so same concepts, just decimals. Sending him through 55n plus get 4.4. Yeah, I'm sorry, my handwriting is just so bad. Now I'm sending the 0.6 through, and I had no idea what that made. It makes 51n. Okay, send that there. I get 8.4. Okay, now I've sent it through. The rooms are clean, but I got to get them back together. So I'm going to take away 51n from both sides. Remember, I'm choosing this one to keep it positive there. So I've got 4n. Okay, the rooms are clean. He's back together. I'm subtracting 4.4 from both sides. Okay. Oh, did it work out that nicely? Wow, that's nice. Okay, I've got my factor puzzle. Divide both sides by 4. N must be 1. Okay, let's try one more of these. I'm going to send him through 0.15 times 40 is 6m. I get negative 18 there. So I'm sending him through. Okay, so I've got the rooms clean. Nothing else combines. I'm going to take away 6m in order to get them back together. Okay, now I need to get m by himself. I want the factor puzzle. So you owe me more, so things are getting worse. Got my factor puzzle. Divide both sides by 24. Get negative 1 is m. Okay, things keep getting more complicated, but like I've been harping on, I guess I should say, it keeps being that same 3-step process. As long as you clean up the rooms as far as they can be cleaned, as long as you then get the, I don't know, back together, then you're ready to get them alone.